everybody. A very good evening, good morning, good afternoon. How you doing? Hope all well. I'm Jashin Kapani. I'm the founder and CEO of I'm Decor Design. We're in the business of designing and manufacturing home and office decor and interior solutions. I'm the founder and the CEO of the home and office decor setup. We do interior projects. We manufacture and supply and design furniture. We have lamps, mirrors, consoles. There are semi-precious stone items. There are coasters. There are gifting items, corporate gifting products. There are these amazing. There's an assortment of kinds of items like trays. Then there are these uh, time timepieces. Then there are chess boxes, and then there are these amazing tissue boxes. The bigger stuff is consoles, tables, racks. Then there are these beds. Then we also designed center tables and consoles and stuff. And this is my baby, and I'm the one who's basically conceptualized and designed and shortlisted and worked extremely hard and smart over the years to have my own collection and everything in place. And I'm the founder and CEO, as I've already shared. And I feel that, along the course of designing and creativity and stuff like that, I think learning also helps big time. And um, during Corona, like everybody else, I spent a lot of my time participating in forums, online forums, and also certain offline forums. But now that I'm kind of, taken in by a little bit of a health concern and stuff, off and on, I mean, that's like part and parcel now, but nothing stops me. The point is, I realize that what's very important is to kind of schedule your learning and education and improvising daily. Even if you have a challenge before you, you could always make a positive impact, or you could use that time to have something amazing and kick-ass happening. So what did I do? I started reading books and stuff. Why am I sharing this? Because my thought share is around reading books, and also because I kind of design racks. So I have a lot of designs which have got books on those, and there are these artisan pieces. There are these items like corporate gifting, bookends. You have horses, and you have you've got folded hands, and you've got prayer hands, and you've got antelopes, and you've got, I've got so many of those and stuff. And I feel that, books, when you're kind of reading those books, or you're kind of assorting those books, or you're giving away those books, you're basically kind of discovering your values and discovering what is it that you want to connect with and stuff. Why am I sharing this? I'm sharing this because a lot of us are going to be spending or are spending time indoors and stuff because of the goddamn weather. Not everybody is able to go out and stuff. Of course, the sun is not out, but of course, you can make the best use of that. You can be a bookworm, and you don't have to be necessarily a bookworm to read. But the point is this, that as you're kind of cleaning up and you're sorting out the books, and you're kind of, settling down with the information around you and stuff, a very important question to ask yourself is, do you want those books? And sometimes people just say, "Inko bahar feng do, throw these books out. I don't want these books." So one doesn't know the state of mind of the person and stuff. But the point is, if you were to kind of sort out those books, you have to ask yourself three, four questions. Is this book going to be giving me some value and knowledge which I can refer to again? Is this book going to kind of give me some happy memories and joy when I read it? Or am I going to feel happy when I read it? Is this going to kind of help me tidy up, if I tidy up my mind space and stuff, because I'm so used to following certain kind of programs or podcasts or media people or news and stuff like that. Is this going to contribute to me in a positive fashion and stuff? And lastly, is this book going to kind of I think it's going to, is it going to make me ask questions, or is it going to help me revisit some of the work I've done? Okay, so what happens is that when we are trying to look at certain videos, or we are looking at certain leaders and stuff, we are trying to kind of connect with them, that if this is an Instagram feed, or if this is a page appearing by a celebrity or a person on my wall, am I able to connect with that? But the point is, that doesn't mean that you're improving, or you're going to kind of benefit from that, because you're just looking to connect with it. In a way, it's validating your thought process. It may be an outlook that you have, but the point is it really helping you question stuff, and is it really going to help you kind of do away with the regular stuff you've been doing and kind of focus on something new? So let's say I'm in the world of design and stuff like that, and people confuse me to be a startup. People confuse me to be an interior designer. People confuse me to be a personality, a speaker, or whatever. But the point is, the crux of it is the work that I do. Okay, the work that I do is interior solutions, and I've had a career in branding, marketing, and stuff like that. And the point is this, that do I leave all of that education and information and knowledge behind me, or do I kind of venture into new stuff, which is, as they say, getting out of your comfort zone. It can be discomforting as well, because you're not comfortable meeting all kinds of people. But the best thing about books is that when you're reading books and when you're kind of sorting those out and stuff, it helps you kind of understand that what is the stuff that you value, and what is the stuff that you want to keep with yourself and stuff. How do I see myself 10 years down the lane? Am I going to be a visionary? Am I going to be a business person? Am I going to be a professional? Am I going to be a innovative person? Am I going to be a leader? What am I going to be? I mean, you got to plan yourself like 10 years, and then, of course, life is unpredictable. Anything can happen. So, the purpose of asking these questions is to kind of answer a few questions. And if certain books that you read and certain information that you got from those books is kind of giving you that confidence and making you improve, then those books are good for you. But if it is exposing you to something which is of not your interest, and it's going to make you feel negative, it's going to get your energy down, it's going to make you question on the beauty of the world, or it's going to kind of bring out the negativity in the world and stuff. What's the point of those? The purpose of books is to kind of question. The purpose of the book is to grow as a person. The purpose of a book is to kind of help you get new perspectives, have different journeys. It's supposed to kind of open your mind and stuff. And of course, when you carry three, four books with yourself and stuff, and you have them on your table, they give you a certain level of confidence. Because if you're sitting with the global leaders or people who are having a chat, it's very easy for you to kind of open up your book and kind of get engaged in reading and stuff. And if there's a certain topic associated with that networking forum or with that topic of discussion, you can have an epic, or you can have a phenomenal contribution. So all of this works. And actually, this is linked to cleaning as well, because I've been doing this. I burnt a few books. Sorry to share this information with you, but I thought that some of the books I had in certain events which don't really make sense to me and were really bad, it could have been useful for a few people, but I didn't want them to kind of go through those books. I actually burned those in the fire case, and I didn't want children or adults or people to go through that, because I thought that it was not kind of going to make anybody look at the books, make the look at the world in a nice fashion, in a great fashion and stuff like that. I didn't feel guilty. I did actually for a minute, because I was burning paper and I was like, the guy must have worked so hard and stuff. But the point is, I believe that if you really want to end something which you don't want to kind of connect with, the best is to kind of do these kind of tasks where you just burn away. And they say, no, they say what the Shara may uh, goodness over evil and stuff. So that's the thing I had in my mind. Okay. So now, also another point is that. The other question is, how many books do you want to have on your table? So sometimes when you're designing something, when you're working on a concept, people come up with this, idea that I have like 200 books. Oh, it's great. You have 200 books. Nice. It's nice. But do you have a designated rack? Do you have a designated space for that? And the point is, what are you going to do with those 200 books? So doesn't it make sense to revisit which are the important ones and which are the not so important ones? Because the moment you kind of have the not so important one gone, you're making space for the new ones. And to be honest, I did this like in the last 10 days. I sorted out a lot of books and stuff. And I realized that, you know what, I have so many of those which I don't even connect with, which I don't even read. I may have read some of them in my college, but do I really need those now? I don't, because the point is, I have kind of opened up my mind to new stuff, and now I read stuff which is relevant to present. So rather than accumulating books and rather than making it a vintage library, always a good idea to work on this concept of she, the good energy. if you have a like a vintage house and you love the smell of books and stuff, you can always go to a coffee shop, you can always go to a hotel, you can go to some nice places where you can really soak up information and stuff. But at your house, I recommend that, if you're four people or six people, or if you're three people or two people or whatever you're interested in reading, or what you want to kind of go forward with, is what is recommended. Rest of it you could do away with. So that's something which I share normally, that's called kimono. That's sorting out papers and stuff like that, because if you have the same books, you have the same information. And with the social media, with the Instagram, with the online reading and artificial intelligence, life has become a lot easier. So always a good idea to have probably an assortment of maybe 15, 20 books. I think I've shortlisted those, and I've got, like, yes, maybe 15 or 20 of those. And as I sit on my table and I revisit and I pick up each of those, I can connect with it because they are kind of in tandem and in sync with my present scope of work and stuff, and what I want to do forward. So hope this helps. So use books to kind of also understand your values and stuff, because what happens is that we work in certain environments, we work in certain cultures and stuff, so we carry the information with us. The negative connotation is baggage. The good point is that you have good information, you learn from great seniors and world achievers and stuff like that. So good idea to kind of focus on top 10 and top 15. And you can go to some nice bookshops and pick up some interesting books. And as you're doing that, you're going to understand where your core outlook lies. What is it that you want to work on? What is it that you kind of want to keep in your mind space? Is it inducing joy? If you read a certain book and it brings out a bad memory of a place you've been or a certain environment you've been in stuff, and you want to do away with it, why punish yourself? Get over it. I'm sorry if I'm saying it casually, but the point is, yes, this is what you do. You're kind of holding on to books or videos and podcasts and information which is not making any sense, because as you go through these, all those stupid memories will come up, all the hurtful stuff will come up, all the stuff you've already moved on or healed from will come up and stuff. So the point is this, that focus on the present stuff, and trust me and believe me, tiring books is also a powerful means of self discovery, because it helps you connect and understand that in the present, is in the present, what is helping me, and if I go, let's say, 5 years later, what is it that I want to kind of go forward with? I've already shared that. Okay, so the point is this: find your passion and read books which give you something on self development, and they basically kind of show you the brighter side and the better side and stuff. In your rooms, also in your bedrooms, in your libraries, in your TV rooms, in your sleeping spaces, have about 3 to 10 books, because what happens is we tend to kind of get glued onto social media, onto TV, and we forget reading. And you will see this, that if certain people in the house or the family are used to only watching TV in the night or in the evening or in the morning, they will not be able to do anything new. So the point is, you have to kind of experiment with these kind of things, whatever may be the situation at home, whatever is the environment at home. Try and get and engage them in reading and stuff, because what happens is, in the evening, specifically elders or even children, because parents have put this habit in them, they sit in front of the TV. अब TV नहीं चलेगा तो कुछ नहीं होएगा. No conversation, as I say, गुफ्तगू बात नहीं होएगी. So the idea is to kind of switch off those and engage in conversations and stuff. And of course, you can have a set time for the TV and stuff, which is good, creative, positive information, positive news, cartoons, informative programs, Google News or whatever. It doesn't take more than half an hour to follow all of that. We're not doing a thesis or researching at home and stuff. So always a good idea to have a mix of good music, some nice beverages, TV, and of course, enjoying yourself for Christmas. So love and luck and take care and have fun and have a blast. And life doesn't have to be heavy. Life doesn't have to be, so very difficult. If you feel that you're feeling heavy about something, start reading a book, and you will feel that your focus automatically shifts and you start feeling even better and lighter. It's as good as writing every day, writing daily. And of course, you're kind of intellectually going to be more stimulated and more enthused about the world and stuff. If I can't go out, I can't meet with people, there are two things that will happen to me. Either I feel low or I'll miss the world and stuff. But the point is, if I'm engaged in my own books and in my own world of knowledge and stuff, I may think about the world and stuff, but I'm actually in the real world, kind of also focusing on the present times and stuff and leaving the outside world and stuff. So hope this helps. jkapani@gmail.com, justinkapani.im@gmail.com, justinkapanioffice@gmail.com. Thanks so much for all your messages and your likes, and I'm so glad and happy and elated that you like my present tips on the WhatsApp groups and everywhere that I'm sharing, because I seem to be getting thumbs up and stuff. So I'm so glad, because behind all of those tips that I share is a lot of research work and stuff. So love it, luck, and take care and have fun and have a blast. Keep it going, keep it rocking, and Merry Christmas to you in advance. And cheers to you, I would say, on a champagne or on a wine, on a whiskey or a scotch or whatever. But for now, it's a coffee. So, cheers to all my friends and my family, and of course, my professional acquaintances and my friends from all across the world. It's so nice to be in touch with you since morning, So, keep in touch and enjoy wherever you are. If you're following my video, you know that I'm missing you, and I'm going to be looking forward to catching up with you whenever you're back and when you're traveling to India. Love and luck. Bye bye. Cheers. Bye.